Hello, Kat here. So yes, I have a new background. I've been looking around some thrift shops for some really cheap shelves, so I managed to just pick up 3 shelves at a thrift shop, and then everything else I already had. So yeah, I'm really excited to have a new background. Also, I'm hoping for some better lighting because downstairs, our first floor doesn't get a lot of light because our house is near 2 other houses, but this is our tatami room, which is used as our guest room. So there's nothing in here except for this and tatami mats because Japan. Speaking of Japan, I'm doing my TBR for June. So in June, I'm hoping to do a Japanese June. I'm just gonna first jump into the books that I kind of must read this month because I have a Hiroshima Book Club book pick and also 2 buddy reads that I'm doing with people. So let's get into that. So the Hiroshima Book Club pick of the month is Kafka on the Shore. So this is my own copy. It came with me from Korea and it's quite banged up. I think I got it for like $1. I have read this, so this will be a reread this month, and I love this story. So Kafka on the Shore is by Haruki Murakami. It's one of his more famous works, and it is magical realism, and it follows a boy named Kafka who runs away from home, and he's dealing with a prophecy that's following him concerning his family and his mother and his sister. And then also there's a man named Nakata who is a mentally challenged man who used to serve in the war. And so as their paths combine, I remember there being cats and there being fish falling from the sky and a magical forest. You're not sure what's real and what's illusion. You're not sure if the character is dreaming it or if it's really happening. So I'm really excited to reread this. It is one of my favorite Murakami books. The first buddy read that I'm doing this month is with Katie from Books and Things. So we are reading The Housekeeper and the Professor by Yoko Ogawa. So So Yoko Ogawa is becoming one of my favorite female Japanese writers. I prefer her a little more over Banana Yoshimoto, honestly. So the reason why is because she blends creepy and sensuality into her narratives a lot of the time. But this story follows a housekeeper who takes care of a mathematics professor. And actually the original Japanese title for this book is The Professor and His Beloved Equation. So what happens is the professor is a brilliant mathematician, but he has short-term memory loss. So he keeps forgetting his daily life, and that's why he needs the housekeeper. I've heard that this story is just a beautiful look on what it means to remember and what it means to be a family, what it means to be someone's friend, how friendship develops, how love develops. So I'm really looking forward to this, and I can't wait. We're gonna start reading it soon. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to buddy reading it. And then the only non-Japanese book I'm going to read this month in this TBR, I might be really naughty and read a bunch of books just because I can't help it. But this book is The Dumb House by John Burnside. So, and I'm reading it with James Chatham from James Chatham. So I will leave their links down below. A man in his childhood hears about, I think, a czar who experiments on people, and he finds out things about how the human body works and how the human mind works. So then when the boy grows up, he decides to experiment on his children. And I first heard about this book from Jen Campbell, and I really respect and usually love any books that she recommends. So I really wanted to pick this up. I really like creepy or dark books, so I'm really hoping this will be amazing, creepy, dark. I'm hoping to have my mind blown because it comes highly recommended, and I can't wait to buddy read it. So getting into the Japanese books that I own and am reading, I'm hoping to read some things that maybe you haven't heard of, maybe you'll learn about a new Japanese author, or maybe we can talk about the new books together. I'm gonna start with maybe the oldest books first. So I'm just going to take it back. So the next book that I'm going to talk about is The Soul of Japan, which is called Bushido. So actually, and it's by Inazao Nitobe. So this book, if you've never heard of it, it is the code of ethics that samurai lived, died, and fought by. But it is basically just a list, essays in how to live a good life according to the samurai lifestyle. So I'm really intrigued, and I know I scanned through it, and a bunch of chapters are like on forgiveness, on politeness, on manners. So when you think samurai, a lot of the pop culture references tell you like they are like assassin, ninja, like super fighters, but also the samurai have an extremely rigid code of ethics. They're basically like knights, but for Japan. So I'm really looking forward to this. Next on my list was sent to me by my very good friend who used to be my college professor. This is Butterfly in the Wind by Rei Kimura. So this book is a true story about when US convoys came to Japan and demanded that Japan opens their ports to the world. The first envoy took a Japanese woman who was engaged to another and made her the concubine to one of the head leaders of the envoy. So this follows her life. It actually says, the life of Tojin Okichi, concubine against her will of the first American consul in Japan. So my professor, when she teaches Asian studies in school, she will often teach this as an introduction to when Japan opened their borders and kind of the damage that we did to Japan. So I think this is a really important book and I really want to give it a read and let you guys know. So the next one is a darling book by Natsume Soseki and it is I Am a Cat. So this is actually a book told from a cat's perspective. So I think it should be really cute. I hope that it's really interesting. I was just flipping through and the cat says like, oh, my master, or like, oh, I went to visit Tortoiseshell, and the cat's talking about another cat with like a tortoiseshell like coloring. So I think it should be really cute and an interesting look at Japanese everyday life from the eyes of a cat. And so now I'm getting into more modern things. I'm actually doing a reread because I haven't even hauled these yet, but I bought these yesterday when we were downtown for a festival. Oh, I will upload the festival vlog soon, so please check that out as well. But I just couldn't believe this. I read this in my childhood, so it's Chobits and it's published by Clamp. So if you don't know, Clamp has a very distinctive illustration style, like long flowy hair and like ribbons and ruffles, and I really like the illustration style. It's very airy and light. And this follows Chi, who is a robot cyborg being, and she's found in the trash heap and she's rescued by just like an average Joe. And then there's a lot more to the story than that, but this is the final volume, so I want to reread it. And also there is a story within a story where the robot is reading a book given to her and it explains how to deal with how you see yourself and who you are inside versus how society sees you. And I just remember it being one of my favorite stories within a story that I have ever read. So it looks like this. As a robot, she doesn't really know about humanity, so she reads this to learn about who she is inside and how to find someone who will appreciate her for who she is. I know it's not for everyone, but I'm totally going to reread it for Japanese June because I know I will love it, and I loved it when I was younger. And yeah, so I'm excited about that. So I also picked up a book I've never heard of before, but I just decided to give it a go. It seems so cute, and it's called Train Man by Hitori Nakano. And it says, the international bestseller, the internet generation love story from Japan. So curious. So this is what the back says. Boy, bashful and not overly brave, defends girl from obnoxious drunk on a Tokyo train. Girl sends boy a thank you pair of pricey Hermes teacups. Boy's a geek and doesn't know what to do next. End of story for most nerds, but this one turns to the world's largest online message board and asks for help. So for him, it's just the beginning. So actually, this book is really interesting because it's told in all, he's asking people for help like online about how to deal with like his real life situation. So I think it's gonna be so adorable and I'm really, really looking forward to it. I've never heard of it before, so it should be a bit of a wild card read. And the last book that I picked up is kind of a mega book. So it is SixFour by Hideo Yokoyama. I have not read anything by him before. I don't know how it will be, but a lot of Japanese mystery novels are quite good, such as Keigo Higashino's Devotion of Suspect X or Kirino Natsuno's Out. Both I highly recommend them. If you like thrillers, if you like mystery, if you like murder mysteries, then please check those out. But I wasn't gonna buy this book because I was like, oh, I'm gonna wait, like see how the reviews are like after a while. However, look at the pages. Look at the pages! So like, oh man, I went into the bookstore to get a book for my dad for Father's Day, and I saw this book and I was like, oh yeah, like I keep seeing that book. It should be quite interesting and I can't wait to read it. So yes, this wraps up my TBR for the month of June. I am really hoping to read them. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to do it. However, I bought a bunch of books recently that are really good and I really want to read them too. So I'm gonna do, my next video I'm gonna film right after this one is my recent haul, and I can't lie and say that those books aren't also tempting me. They're like, read me, read me. So I don't know. I'm hoping to actually read the ones that I just said. I will try my best, but I might be lulled away by these sexy books that I just got. So yes, wish me luck. I'm hoping to do my best. I hope you have an amazing reading month. It is really warming up here in Japan, but I only have like a month and a half left of school, and then I have a month and a half off. So in that time, I'm gonna have vacation, so I'm just really getting in the mood for summer, and yeah. So anyway, thanks so much for watching this video. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up or subscribe, and I would love to hear from you. Have you read these books? What did you think? What should I read first? I hope that you have an amazing day, and I will see you later. Bye!